Next up, we have our VS Code hint, tip, and trick of the week. And this one, Daniel Garcia shared, and it's called VS Power Mode.
I feel like you're saying it wrong. Like, you need to imagine Hulk Hogan being like,
Power Mode!
Power Mode! You know, like WWF or something.
Yeah, I'm not quite as cool as you. But I was like, what the heck is Power Mode? And I'll show you. So Power Mode is this little repo, which basically when you start typing, you get explosions and you get hit counters, and apparently it's been in every other IDE out there except for VS Code, because VS Code wouldn't let you do it. But they worked hard to bring it to you. And so, there's powerful combination meters. You got some strong defaults and different effects. So yeah, you can do particles.
Does it play sound effects?
I don't know. I don't have it on my view here, so I'm not sure. But
you haven't installed it and used it, Kevin?
I haven't yet. I just found it this morning. But apparently you can do riffs. You can do riffs exploding.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. You can do fireworks.
I want to know how much it slows down VS Code.
Well, the funny thing is VS Code doesn't give you access to the DOM elements. They're actually using it by doing text decoration. So that's why it was kind of weird. But you can do magic. It is Clippy, Brad. Your Clippy is there.
Love it.
So you can change different things, and but yeah, that's something pretty interesting. But the funny thing is like I said, apparently every other major editor had it, and so they had to get it to work. So they said it wasn't possible, not implementable.
Currently not implementable. It's crossed out. That's hilarious.
But apparently they did it. So, that combo meter is pretty cool. So the faster you type, the higher combo meter goes. So if you slow down and think about it, your combo meter goes down. So
we need to dare someone to do an entire conference session using Power Mode.
I'm tempted to throw it in there for Luis, see if he's as fast as he thinks he is. So live coding, here we go. But anyway, bit of fun there. There are some other good ones coming as well. But sometimes that stuff just break up your day a little bit and make you smile. So VS Code Power Mode. So
I know we're at the end of the podcast, but I just saw some live news coming out from Luis regarding the Ortus Hibernate extension. Do you want to cram that in?
Oh, well, I did. We can do that. I did want to get that out there. They were still working on the blog post for it, but
the blog post was released.
I know. I'm adding it right now, so
I can find where the heck I saw Luis post it.
I already got it.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yep. So it's in the marketing channel, but anyway, I'm going to share it on our screen for those who are watching. And so we'll go back and so this is
live content, people. Streaming to you live at the speed of Twitter.
Yep, introducing the Ortus ORM extension.
What is this?
So during the keynote, they made a little thing about forking something, and everybody was like, did they fork Lucy? No. We forked the Lucy Hibernate extension, and so now we have the Ortus ORM extension. And so Michael Bourne's been doing a lot of work on this, writing a whole bunch of Java, and done a ton of work, and made a huge amount of updates as well. So not only do we port it, we did a lot of work, make some fixes, make some changes, and he's already got ORM reload time down by 60%, which is crazy.
Yeah, Michael Bourne spent I don't know how much time ripping the Hibernate extension apart and rebuilding it. And I mean, I say that sort of jokingly, but also not joking. And this is the newest version of Hibernate, which is built on the newest version of the extension built on, I don't want to say the newest, but whatever significantly newer version of Hibernate. For any of you using just like Lucy 5310 and whatever Hibernate extension you get out of the box, you're still, I believe, on Hibernate 3.5, which is 8 billion years old and just chock full of CVEs. And Ortus sponsored the development to update that ORM extension to use newer version of Hibernate. But that still hasn't made it into a version of Lucy yet. It was always slated for Lucy 6, which has always been 7 years away. And one of the main reasons was there was always this cloud of just regressions hanging over that extension that we just couldn't get moving on and we couldn't get fixed. And we have clients, big clients, that use ORM in Lucy, and they need Hibernate to work and all those bugs to be fixed. And obviously, it hasn't been a core uh concern of the core Lucy team, because not a lot of people use Hibernate. It's more of a fringe feature, and so it's always kind of just languished off in the bug tracker with all these things. But it's important to us and it's important to our clients. So that's basically why we said, well, this is open source. We can help take over this extension and we can help push it forward and we can fix these bugs. And so the newest version of this extension not only is using the newer Hibernate versions, but it has a whole ton of bug fixes that we've put in, that we found to fix most of the problems people were still having, um, with the Hibernate stuff. So anyway, it's out there in ForgeBox. You just need to uninstall Lucy's Hibernate extension, or if you start with Lucy Lite, just install our GUID for it. And we're gonna have a lot of movement and updates happening on that extension, which is super exciting.
Yeah, very cool. So other news while we're on the sidetrack news. So Charlie just said, speaking of Clippy, that Microsoft announced that Cortana is going the way of the Dodo Bird too. So Microsoft's killing off their assistant, which is interesting. I know a few people actually really like that.
I never used it. I always found it annoying. I find it as annoying as the stupid Bing button on the side of my Samsung Android phones. So I'm just trying to turn the stupid volume down, and it's like, oh, you're Bing personal assistant. Like, shut up, go! I don't want you. You like literally can't turn it off. Anyway, the Cortana was just as annoying to me as that. I never used it.
And speaking of the other big players too, so Apple now no longer has any products using an Intel chip. They've got the chips have been migrated off, so they're using M1s and M2s from Apple.
Really? I mean, I knew all the new stuff ran on M1s. I didn't know that they were actually like leaving. Did they have like a beef with Intel that they're leaving them, or is it just they think this is the way forward?
Well, I think they can have better control, better pricing, better heat management, better battery life, because they can control everything. And so
these are all ARM, right?
Yeah. So basically, all their stuff is ARM now. So it's down there. Sorry, I didn't change it back to news for us, but yeah, it's kind of interesting that sort of happened. Of course, they released the $3,600 goggles, which is funny because Google and goggles really close, but Apple released goggles. Google glasses used to be pretty slick, cool, similar to the glasses you're wearing, and they could do some interesting things, but now they've got the big Ready Player One type goggles. So if you want to wear like ski goggles around on your head, 300-pound goggles, you can pay about almost $4,000 for them, and you can wear those. But apparently someone's like, well, you can do FaceTime now, but they can't see your face because you got goggles on, so it's like eye time.
Here's a close-up of my retina while we're talking.
Exactly. And so people are going to be taking snapshots of people's retinas and see what they can unlock with
Exactly.
But
retinal scan complete.
But yeah, there was some other interesting Apple stuff, but those are the big things that drew my attention too. So lots of interesting stuff happening in the tech world. That was our VS Code hint, tip, and trick of the week. Brought to you by Modernize or Die podcast, CFML News Edition, proudly sponsored by Order Solutions. You can see the new episodes every week on cfmlnews.modernizeordie.io or on the Order Solutions YouTube channel.